Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode of Raid Shadow Legends. In this episode, I am going to do some clan boss fights. I've got some keys that I want to use up, and as you can see, I just got my rewards for the arena. I am currently still in Gold Arena Tier 3, and might as well see what this is all about, what I get. Hopefully I get something nice and potentially usable from this. And as I do this and play the game, I'm going to go through several things that I've been considering and that I'm going to be doing on the channel. I do realize at the moment and for a while it's been fairly disorganized, if that makes sense, in the sense of what videos I release when, and I can understand why that would be somewhat confusing for people. However, once I get through the vast majority of the videos and guides that I intend to make for Ark Genesis, I will then set up an upload schedule. So that'll mean, for example, as I am now a content creator officially for Raid Shadow Legends, I'll have to do 2 to 3 videos, preferably 3 videos a week for Raid Shadow Legends. And obviously, I will also make a video for Conan Exiles a week and a video for Ark in general a week. So that pretty much brings me up to 5 days already booked out, and that leaves me 2 other days to do pretty much whatever I want. I do want to bring some other games to the channel. I haven't yet decided how I'm going to set up the days, but that is the generic plan. That is what I'm looking at and thinking about doing, so that people that way know what type of content for what game will be coming out when. So that should hopefully fix the inconsistency. Now, the only difference to this will be, for example, when let's say, for example, Ark releases a DLC. In that case, there will be a ton of guides coming out, which means I still have to make the 3 videos for Raid Shadow Legends, 2 to 3 videos a week for Shadow Legends. So I'll do that, but on top of that, it'll be Raid Shadow Legends and Ark Genesis for that week until I go through all the content that I want to cover. Once that's been done, I will then go back to the normal upload schedule. Same thing applies, for example, for Conan Exiles. If Conan Exiles releases new content, I'll cover that in that week, or however long it takes. You know, it could be a week, it could be 2 weeks of content. That really may differ depending on what sort of content has been released. As I've said, and kind of just sidetracked from there, I haven't yet decided on what the schedule is going to be like. I would like to try and put something like Raid Shadow Legends, Ark Survival Evolved, Raid Shadow Legends. So for example, Monday Raid Shadow Legends, Tuesday Ark Survival Evolved, Wednesday Raid Shadow Legends, Thursday Conan Exiles, Friday I don't know, let's say Ark again, depending on what I'm doing. Now, of course, that also means that I will continue to work through the How to Tame Dinos playlist, which is for Ark. And whilst I've made quite a few videos for that, there are many more to make. I want to fully cover absolutely every single dino in the game, anything and everything that is tameable on official. I may potentially look at mods. That's something to look at. Now, in terms of games that I want to try out, Atlas is still on the list, although it has sort of died out, which is why I didn't really go for it. But I have come across another game that I kind of like. I have played it for a couple of minutes to kind of get a feel for it, and the game is called Wolcen. Probably pronounced it wrong or something like that. But it's similar to Diablo 3, the best I can describe it. But unlike Diablo 3, it does not have... I mean, you get a class that you choose at the beginning, but you can design that class. It's not bound by the class's name, so you can use magic abilities. You can use like a warrior class, stuff like that, but you're not necessarily defined by your class's name. You can actually add magical abilities to the warrior class, which is something that I find very interesting. As I said, it's similar to Diablo, so I'm gonna go for that. Now, I've played Diablo 3. I liked it. It was just very similar to World of Warcraft, whereas the previous Diablo games actually felt like its own game. And I think that's one of the things that kind of put me off Diablo. I played it, completed the campaign, completed the story, and with this, what I'm thinking of doing is I am going to be doing the campaign at the start of it, and then go on to potentially, I don't know, make a Let's Play series for it or something like that. So that's kind of the general idea of what I'm planning on doing. Now, this is going to go into play quite soonish. Generally after I finish with all the videos that I'd like to make for Ark Survival Evolved. There are several more videos that I like to try and cover and try and get content for. And I'm pretty much, I'll be pretty much at the end of it. I've kind of covered all the big things that I wanted to. And we'll see what else I get in terms of ideas. Now, if you guys like the idea of setting up a weekly upload schedule for videos, yeah, let me know down below. I just thought it would make life easier for everyone that has subscribed, and they'll know when their favorite type of content will come out. There is also something in the works, or was something in the works, for Conan Exiles. However, I have been ridiculously busy in the last 2-3 weeks, both between YouTube and work, and I've got some other things going on in the background. I will let people know when I think I'm ready to, but there's something I've been working on in the background. It's a long-term project. I'm not gonna share it out just yet. I will do, though, when I think I am closer to getting the result that I want. So I think for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna stick just with the clan boss, doing my daily clan boss keys, using those up. And yes, I've gone for the easy one, although I can easily overpower it and do it. I still use this guy and the easy one to kind of get a feel for things and changes that my team composition have had made to them, and seeing what the differences are. So this is kind of like a test dummy, and that's what I like to use it as. I only ever use one key, so it'll be interesting to see how far I get with this. Obviously, the team is far from perfect as it currently stands. I am in the process of leveling up other champions to try out and mix up the team. They do seem to last fairly long, and ideally I would have liked it if I had a healer. So I don't have a healer. I do have a revive, which will place a continuous heal for 2 turns, but it's not really a heal. It only works if there's something to revive or somebody to revive, and most often that doesn't really help with the clan boss. So once you've lost a champion, the chances of having that champion remain alive after it's been revived are very slim, so not really a effective way of doing it. Now, I've thought about getting lifesteal sets put on these guys, which is something to look at, but that of course means I'll have to farm dragon for that, and it may take a while for me to actually get all that stuff. As it currently stands, my champions are meh geared. They don't really have, I don't even know how many 6-star artifacts I have on this team. I'm very little, probably 3 at the most, but they're doing alright for that. They're doing really, really good. Once I get some good gear, I am sure that'll make a difference. And so what I'm gonna do and try and stick to, at least, is to build up the gear, get the gear sets, and then when I have, say for example, enough gear sets in terms of lifesteal set for say 2, maybe 3 champions, I'll change that around and I'll see which ones I think are the ones that would best benefit for it. So I mean, Valkyrie's always the last to die, so she wouldn't benefit. I think probably Kale, Roshgar might benefit from it, and Duchess. Duchess definitely will benefit from it because she does bring in quite a bit. She does reduce incoming damage from the boss, so we want her up as long as possible. She's got a speed aura, which again makes my team fast in the clan boss and arena as well. I mean, I use Duchess, Roshgar, and Valkyrie in the arena quite often, and to be fairly honest, this combination is pretty darn lethal. I also have Queen Ava in the arena, and I can say I'm doing quite well for being in gold 3. I don't seem to be defeated very often, so that's a good sign, and I do tend to win most battles. Now, there are several team comps that I know I don't stand a chance against, so I don't normally tend to pick on them. I do have a full team of 60s. For that, they still need to be fully ascended. I think only Valkyrie and Queen Ava, potentially Kale, may be fully ascended. I'm not quite sure. I'm just saying off the top. Was it Kale? Was it Kale? I think it's Kale. Potentially Elaine as well. Potentially. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I don't really have very many fully ascended champions. But once I do fully ascend them, that is going to be so cool. Other than that, the plan kind of remains the same. Get to Dragon 20, kind of farm that consistently, and then move on to doing Spider and getting all of those banners and rings and necklaces. I currently lack them, and what I have are currently awful. That's just the word, awful. They're not really all that great. So I mean, for that, I do now have Rosin. He needs to be leveled up. I do have 2 cold hearts, so that would be okay. I actually have 3 cold hearts. I could go with that, and maybe I was gonna call her Lilith, but no, I meant what's her name? Geesh, Duchess. So maybe use Duchess there, or debuff. No, Duchess will do. So I'll try that out, see how that works. So there you go. She's revived, placed continuous heal for 2 turns. It does heal fairly significantly. Now, it's actually timed quite nicely with Roshgar's invulnerability, so that would buy us time for the continuous heal to do its thing. I reckon if I had not even 6-star but 5-star lifesteal set, I could probably take down this first easy boss by myself. But I don't have it, I can't do it. I'm getting quite close to it though. So obviously I'm doing this. I normally tend to do the clan boss before I get into the dailies. I think in the next video I'll probably look at doing some dailies, maybe some PvP, maybe some arena, so to speak. I think that's something to look at. So this time around, the revive was actually quite useful. Roshgar is still up, but I don't know. I think it's about to come to an end right now. Whoop, yeah, it's gonna come to an end. With that, Duchess is now down. I think another thing I need to look at is seriously gearing up at least two of my cold hearts. I think that's what I'm lacking. I'm currently stuck, I think, on Dragon 18. I'll have to have a look at the team composition. I think I'll probably give it another go with the exact same team that I've currently been trying to use, just swapping auras around. 14 million damage, not bad. 14.68 million. That's pretty okay. I mean, I've clearly outgrown the stage, but I do like to try and farm it, and by taking that guy down, it kind of it kind of helps or encourages, so to speak, the clan members to focus on the next difficulty. So it's not that bad, and I don't feel like I'm bullying anybody or anything, but I do tend to go for the first two difficulties for the clan boss at the moment. I do need to increase their what's it called, accuracy a bit more to make sure that they do land their debuffs further down. I'm gonna obviously rely a lot on points that I get from the arena, so I've not been spending too much time in the arena apart from the dailies, and occasionally if I'm in transition between one place or another or waiting for something, I'll hop on the game and do some arena battles and hopefully win them and get some of those badges so I can then save up and continue increasing the accuracy. At the moment, I think I've got accuracy up to 4 for spirit champions. I think the next one I'm gonna do is potentially magic champions, seeing as I do use quite a few magic champions. And of all the champions that I've gotten, all of the legendaries that I've gotten so far, the best legendaries that I've got tend to be spirit, so I'm sort of limited in terms of affinities, if you will, in terms of what I can access with regards to the affinities, but they are really good champions, so they work quite well together, even though they might be at a disadvantage because of their affinity. So quite happy with that. So for example, like in the arena, as I said, I'll have Roshgar the Tower, who's magic, then I'll have Duchess, who's spirit, and then I'll have Valkyrie, who's spirit, and then Queen Ava, who's again spirit. So they kind of suck against magic. It takes them a long time to deal with magic champions that have a lot of defense. It is doable though, and they are pretty fast. I mean, I can definitely increase the speed a bit more, and so that'll be something I'll look at. But obviously, keep in mind that I don't really have artifacts that are 6 stars. I'm just now getting to the point where I can actually farm the dragon for that. Just looking at the background, you know, I've been playing this game now for maybe 5 months now. 4 or 5 months, something like that. And I still enjoy it just as much as I did the first time. Now, I did spend some money on it. And another thing I was going to say is I may potentially reduce the amount of money that I will be spending on it. For no other reason that I do want to save up for other things in real life instead of just throwing money at Raid Shadow Legends. That does not mean to say that I will stop playing the game. I will continue playing it. It's just that I am going to go and gravitate towards the more free-to-play. I still won't be free-to-play. I'll still spend money on it, just not as much as I did until now. And in all fairness, I haven't actually spent all that much compared to other content creators. I've spent a decent amount in real life, but just not that crazy. So I did wail out a tad bit. Okay, we're coming up to the 4-minute marker here, and generally past this point is when I know that my team is about to fail. I do wonder how long Roshgar's invulnerability can be kept up for, so a thought that's crossed my mind is to try some Painkeepers with Roshgar, for example, so that the Penkeepers reset Roshgar's ability to cast the immunity. Obviously, I'll have to bulk that up so it's on a 4-turn cooldown. So if I have, say, 3 Penkeepers with 1 Roshgar the tower, that's already 4, and then I just need a DPSer of some form. I've noticed that, well, I've not got an unkillable champion, but I've noticed that the invulnerability does seem to last quite a while, so maybe this is another way of building an unkillable team. I'll give that a go, see what happens. Although it may have been patched as a part of the fixing the unkillable team patch. Okay, Duchess is about to go down. I don't expect it to get past this next wave. There we go. So once this has come to an end, I'm going to end the video here. That is pretty much it for this. As a note, I will be making announcements and channel announcements in gameplay videos such as Raid Shadow Legends. So when I do episodes, so look out for that sort of stuff. It's where I'm going to put announcements and kind of update you guys as to things that I intend to do with the channel, places I want to take it and stuff like that, and if I've come up or I'm thinking of making changes to the channel. Okay, just Valkyrie left. She's always the last one to go down. Valkyrie's shield is nuts. And with that being said and done, I think it's time for me to do the outro. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please don't forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. The links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.